The battle to be the first overall pick in this upcoming NFL draft is obviously between Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward. So when you look at these two quarterbacks, they're very similar, right? They have a similar skill sets, I would say, even though there's more of a rushing ability, I think, with Cam Ward than Shedeur Sanders. But their size, their frame, their weight, their height, all of that is very, very similar, right? So right now, Shedeur Sanders has the Buffaloes at a 7-2 record. We got Cam Ward at a 9-1 record currently right now with the Miami. They just currently lost to Georgia Tech. So we have to look at everything and find out from a fantasy football perspective, who would we rather take and who would we rather go where, right? So we're looking at teams like maybe the Raiders or the Giants or somebody coming up here and taking some of these guys. So we got to find out, okay, where do we want these guys to land? What do we think these guys bring to the table? And should we be targeting any of these guys in fantasy football? Yes, while we know that Travis Hunter should be the #1 overall pick, but he's not going to be. Because I'm sorry, but if you're in the NFL and you pick #1 overall, you need a quarterback. You need a quarterback. There's no way you could take Travis Hunter and just be cockadoodle at the quarterback position. They're going to be a quarterback. So it's either going to be Shedeur Sanders or it's going to be Cam Ward. That's it, right? If we kind of break down Shedeur Sanders a little bit, we see that he's a 6'2", 215-pound quarterback. He's currently thrown for 2,882 passing yards with 24 touchdowns, -2 rushing yards, really not a running quarterback, and 4 rushing touchdowns. Sanders is really, he's an exceptional processor, with advanced understanding of defensive concepts, right? He makes a lot of pre-snap adjustments. He does really well doing that. He works through his progressions extremely quickly. He's got elite accuracy in the short and the intermediate range and outstanding poise under pressure. He's able to maintain that correct mechanics throughout the entire way that he's under pressure. He can throw the football very nice, quick, and compact release, and he's got a good throwing motion. He has good athleticism, but he's not really known as a running quarterback, right? I think if I had to say anything that I want to knock about Shedeur Sanders is that he kind of stands in the pocket a little bit too long. He takes a lot of sacks. He doesn't really know when to throw the ball away, so that's something he could definitely learn. But we have to face it. He's got a really good pedigree. I mean, his dad is Deion Sanders for all. He's going to be really good in the NFL. It's in his genes. It's in his blood. He's got to do it. But is he enough to say I would take him over Cam Ward? Because that's somebody that I might like a little bit better than Shedeur Sanders at this moment of all my evaluations. And if we match him up against last year, you got your Jaden Daniels, you got your Caleb Williams, and Drake May. Those are 3 quarterbacks I would have ahead of Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward at this point. I just don't see a point to where any of those quarterbacks coming out this year would be ahead of the ones last year. So if we break down Cam Ward a little bit, another one of those quarterbacks, he's very close to the similar build of Shedeur Sanders. We're talking about a 6'2", 223-pound quarterback, 3,494 passing yards, 32 passing touchdowns, with 182 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns thus far this season. Cam Ward has an elite arm with an ability to make throws from various positions, exceptional improvised skills with an ability to really extend the plays. He does have that pass-first mentality, but we know he is not scared to just tuck the ball and run with the football when needed. He has a quick release and has that kind of Brett Favre-like ability when he threads the passes into tight windows. He seems to perform well under high-pressure situations, and he does show some good leadership skills. Now, when I say that he's out the pocket, he's extending his plays, there's a lot of times that really gets him in trouble, and I think his mechanics really break down. He's got this unorthodox way of throwing the football in certain situations. Think about maybe like a Caleb Williams last year or Patrick Mahomes likes to do, whether they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff with their arms just get the ball out. That's what Cam Ward does a lot. I am by no means thinking he's a talent level of a Caleb Williams or a Patrick Mahomes, but he just shows that type of ability as he's throwing the football. I think either way it goes, we're going to have to look a lot more of the tape. Hopefully the guys throw at the combine. There's a lot more that we have to dive into as the rookies. This is just my first video coming out. I wanted to talk about these 2 quarterbacks coming out for fantasy football and what we can actually hope to see in the future, right? There's a lot that we're going to break down here at the Bayou Bingo Fantasy Network. Every quarterback, every running back, wide receiver, tight end that's going to be fantasy football relevant, we're going to cover it right here at the Bayou Bingo Fantasy Network. So make sure you guys are hitting the subscribe button and hit the like button and leave a comment down below. Which one of these 2 quarterbacks do you think will be taken #1 overall? We know one of these quarterbacks are going to be taken overall. We just don't know which one. I think just because Sanders has the name, there's a high chance Shedeur Sanders would probably be my pick to go #1 overall. Do I think that's the correct pick right now? It's too early to tell for me. There's a lot more analysis that I need to do, a lot more tape that I need to break down to make sure I can give you guys the best information possible. As of right now, I think I like Cam Ward a little bit better. I think just in the tight situations that he's able to throw the football, he shows that poise. He shows that commitment to be able to get the win. I like that a lot. Now, I know there's a lot of scrutiny over there with Shedeur Sanders because of who his dad is. So it's all a wait and see kind of game. But guys, it's just a quick video talking about the first 2 quarterbacks for the NFL 2025 rookie class. I can't wait to dive into these rookies and get more information out there for you, but I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.